Coming to you live this morning from the Mushroom Kingdom, WKBAG Studios, Wario K. Rule Bowser Gasking, and this is Video Games, a Comedy Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Schmidt, and today, this is part 3 of Tekken Talk Tournament, a series we're doing on Video Games, a Comedy Show, where we've been playing through essentially every single Tekken mainline release in release date order in the run-up for Tekken 8, which we're all very excited about. And by we, I mean the people who do this show, not the people who listen to this show.
They actually hate Tekken.
People who listen to this show do not like this series, have not been showing up to listen. But I've already committed so much.
That's so messed up because we won an Emmy for the episode I was on talking about Silent Hill. I thought they would carry over.
It's one of those situations where we won basically like a critic's Emmy, but the audience really wasn't there for it. But let me introduce who I'm here with today, who I'm sitting here with. We, of course, have the hilarious Alex Gaskin back again.
Hey, how we doing?
You've been here for every episode?
I have
so
been here
far?
for every
I
episode.
would call you the co-host of it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so...
Means a lot.
And how are you feeling? Today's a rainy day in Los Angeles. How are you combating the ensuing depression that comes with that?
Well, you know, the thing about this is that Tekken has me as fired up as the volcano where Heihachi Mishima keeps throwing his son.
Good answer. We, of course, also have the hilarious July Diaz with us.
Hey.
July.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm soaked. I'm wet.
Depressed.
Yeah. Hoping that some Tekken will, cheer my spirits up.
Yeah. Boy, would I like to throw you into that volcano, the Heihachi
fire you
one.
up.
Yeah, to fire you
Oh,
up.
okay, I see.
Yeah.
Prove that you're strong.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to just kill
No,
me.
no.
Okay.
But I'm happy to have you on. July is our resident, I would say, fighting game sexpert. Tyler Schnupp was on the last episode. Fared quite well. Did do as well as I thought he would.
Really?
I really thought he was going to clean up.
You really thought that? You brought in a ringer on our last episode?
I was trying to bring in a challenge.
Did you look at me and think to yourself, there's a man who needs to be humbled?
You
think life hasn't done that enough?
I guess not, but but he was he fared about as well as I do. And I would say Alex right now is sort of hovering in the championship realm here.
Okay.
He's I think you win more matches than you lose often.
Thank you.
And I'm about medium. The math doesn't quite work out. But
Okay,
you're
so-
good at fighting games. Though.
Well, it's interesting. You consider yourself medium.
Medium.
Alex, I don't know if you know this, but me and Jeremy, one time we played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I sort of was able to beat him without looking at the screen.
I think you were actually at this.
Yeah, I
same
think
party.
you were there. Yeah.
July looked at me.
At one point.
The whole time.
Yeah, at one point.
That's the most terrifying thing I think I could ever go through.
On a Sega Dreamcast, where he claims to have never played the game
That
before.
is true. I've never played it
Yeah.
on a Dreamcast.
Do you see? I got a new Sega Dreamcast over there.
Love it.
Beautiful
Red.
Dreamcast. Every game, it's got an OD, folks. It's hacked, baby. So maybe if we blow through this, we can have a rematch. We can do a little MVC2 rematch.
Okay. Since you did say it's hacked, I don't know if you did some sort of cheat codes to.
I did. I put
be able to
anyone who's
beat me?
input in player 2.
Yeah.
It's just they're bad.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just bad at it.
I like how our fathers and grandfathers would stand around cars and admiring them, and we just check out this primo vintage video game system.
Oh yeah, it was my final. That's the final piece in my collection. I wanted
really?
and didn't have. Yeah.
Oh, you're done?
I think
No
so.
more collecting consoles.
End of an era.
I don't need it. So I don't need anymore.
Okay.
That's the issue. Is I don't. There's not another one where I'm like, oh, I really wish I had the entire library of these.
It's so weird to hear you say that, considering you don't own a 3DO.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it would have to be a 3DO or a
Virtual Boy.
a Virtual Boy, or a Turbo Graphics or something like that.
3D. Oh my God, this is the greatest video game system ever, and you don't have it.
No, that's true. I definitely don't have. Yeah, that's where Gex lived originally.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's where Gex is from. The 3DO. No, the Dreamcast. And of course I also do own a Dreamcast. July, you were there when I bought that original Dreamcast, but that one still has a disc drive in it. I needed one that.
And that is also kind of a special sports edition,
It's a sports
right?
edition,
It's the black
yeah,
one.
man. I guess I don't own a white Dreamcast. I can always get one of those. Fellas, we got to get into what we've been playing. Alex, let's hear from you. I don't know if you have been playing anything this week, but please.
I think we've kind of established that I am on a mad, frantic tear to get all the way through the Yakuza series in time for Infinite Wealth. I am very close to being done with Like a Dragon Gaiden. I'm just on the precipice. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The game comes out in 6 days from when we record this.
Oh, wow, that's soon.
Yeah, I may have to really anger my wife and blow off my responsibilities to get this to happen, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and before we go on, how do we like sitting this way to do a podcast?
I feel comfortable. Yeah,
It's
why?
actually not bad.
It's not
Yeah.
that bad.
It's comfortable, but I also feel like a small child right now.
Because our feet are not able to touch the
elevated,
ground. Yeah.
I'm just like waiting to like see my mom pass by so I can like put my arms out and be lifted into the air and comforted.
Yeah, I like it. Like I like this. Maybe this is how I do it from now on.
Did you not do it like this before?
Going 3-way?
Yeah.
No, we were set up over at the computer station.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, which I'm realizing now
Mm-hmm.
we could have been here the whole time.
I mean, could we though?
Yeah, we could have. I have all my stuff
You have the
here.
stuff set up,
I
you
was
could've
bringing
done
it
it
over
through the-
there, thinking it'll be easier, but it's actually this is just as easy.
This is comfortable. Yeah,
This
I
is
like
nice.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if the source of my power was being at that little station though?
I hope
Like-
it was.
What if you just
I
absolutely
hope it was.
just ruined me as a man?
So wait a minute. How close are you then to finishing? Or do you think you're going to finish before Infinite Wealth
I think I will.
launches?
I think I will. I've got kind of a packed weekend. The weekend that it drops, I'm gonna try to get as much into it as I can. But good news to me, I will be enduring the crippling loneliness of my wife being out of town for a couple of weeks.
That's terrible. We hate that
And,
for
We
her.
do hate that.
I have infinite wealth.
But she will be furious because of the Infinite Wealth.
Right.
So it's probably maybe better.
Yeah, I will have infinite wealth to cure my melancholy and the infinite sadness at being alone.
Sure. Okay, wait a minute. So
I wish I could be playing infinite wealth tonight.
so if it comes out in 6 days, what that means is so does Tekken 8.
Are they dropping the same day? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, 26th, I believe.
It's a
right?
big day for dudes who have great taste in video games.
It is it's a big day for guys like us,
Sure.
you know. July Diaz, video games. Do you play them?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Pulp Fiction?
Is that something in Pulp Fiction?
Video games. Do you play them?
Is
That is a line from Pulp Fiction.
That is a
right?
line from Pulp Fiction.
I brought up Pulp Fiction twice since we've been hanging out. I like that movie okay.
Does Bruce Willis say it in the basement scene? I can't remember.
No, it's the other guys in the basement scene.
Oh, okay.
No. What? Who? It's Sam. It has to be Sam.
It's Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And what's the line?
Something. Do you something? I felt confident that I knew the line until you asked me. So I was like, "Oh no, it's English. Do you speak
Do
it?"
you speak it?
Oh, yes.
And then he says a bad word.
Yeah.
That
The mother effer.
can we say that here?
We can say that.
Oh, I
That's-
don't want. I'd
Well,
rather
yippee.
not, but I thank
The
you.
podcast is adults only,
Okay.
Okay. but
rated X.
Mm-hmm.
The video for kids.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
My
hard.
church will appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I would have to log into my YouTube to watch this later, because I think that's how the kid-centric videos.
You would have to get
are
your
now.
guardian to log into their account,
Right.
to listen to the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we've been estranged for a while, so I don't.
Mhm.
It's gonna be tough.
Doctor Estranged.
Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, third Marvel thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you been playing anything?
Yes, of course. I've been playing two things mostly. One is Mass Effect for the
course.
Patreon show that we do, the
Yeah.
Games Club. But as well as that, I've been really getting into my spare video game time with Slay the Spire. I've been really sucked back into Slay the Spire.
Now, is this a you say sucked back in? Did you have a run before where you were playing it a lot and then dropped off?
I did when I first initially got it. Whenever it hit the Switch, I played it for a couple weeks and really enjoyed my time with it. But then I moved on. But now I'm like, it is straight up. I'm doing daily I'd say like an hour to 2 hours of playtime.
Oh, that's
with it.
gorgeous.
That's a good amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like that. So have you ever played this game, Slay the
I
Spire?
have not played Slay the Spire.
Okay, this was one of the very few games where I got it when it came out on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I played it for an hour, and I remember thinking that I had to turn it off because I wasn't ready to get like. This was going to be like almost like a new Tetris, where I was going to get like I need to go.
It feels exactly
back.
like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I lose track of time and easily with this.
And it's
game.
so easy to get back into a new run, sort of like all the great roguelikes. And I ain't talking X-Men.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not talking Sonic Adventure 2.
Rogue the Bat.
Rogue the Bat.
Yeah, so and you're not the first person to say this about Slay the Spire, that you've been kind of, I think even Conzi McCabe, friend of the show, Connor McCabe, host of Call Me By Your Game.
Friend to all good men.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah,
he's been playing it.
Well, this is a video, right?
What? Oh,
So-
I do forget that. And I forget to address the camera a lot. Like, hey, folks, thank you for watching.
Are you going to be doing that a lot?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Every 13 minutes or so.
Great.
Nice.
Have you played Mass Effect? Are you a Mass Effect?
I played it way, way back in the day, back when it was just like only on the Xbox. I did pick up the remastered Mass Effect, and it kind of got shelved for the Grand Yakuza project that all of your listeners love so much hearing me talk about.
Yeah.
I just assume you get like $1,000 in your bank account every time I mention the series
Yeah.
from one of your listeners.
Right. It's a tough, like, Yakuza is a tough franchise. It's not like it doesn't have mass appeal, but it has a huge niche audience.
It does.
for it.
Yeah.
And I think those people listen to other podcasts. I need to ask you though about Mass Effect. Between you and I, and of course, we have been on patreon.com/supernpcradio, where you can find a litany
Talking to
of
the camera again.
bonus materials for the makers of this show, Call Me By Your Game, Reactivators with Tyler and Nick. We are doing a Mass Effect Games Club. So week to week, we're playing through that game, the very first game in the series. We're talking about it. It's a hell of a good time. We also have the lineage of past games clubs there, including Resident Evil 2 Remake, Super Mario 64, Sonic Adventure. We've all been pretty hot on it in that games club so far, but what do you really think?
Well, I'm being recorded in two different ways, so I'm gonna
Three,
be
but you don't know the third one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I'm gonna be very diplomatic.
Nice.
I could have guessed. I'm gonna be very diplomatic and say I don't like it.
Great.
Whoa!
I like
No. I think
like a
it's
real
great.
diplomat.
No, I think it's great.
No, it's good. Yeah.
It is a lot to So the first, I haven't been really taking notes, and in the last episodes we recorded, I did both in jest, but truthfully, I don't remember a lot of the stuff, and I think I need to be taking notes from now on to be able to remember every choice that I'm making and how it's going to differ from everyone and whatnot.
It's a tricky thing with that games club because we do record every 2 weeks,
Right? Yes.
as opposed to every week. And
Sounds so hard.
well, what's hard about that is that you'll do your homework. If you do it early, you'll forget
yes.
everything. If you do it late, sometimes you'll fuck up and not finish in time.
Right.
So you either strike a balance or you take notes. I'm bad at notes.
Sure.
Yeah, because
You want to just live it. You just want
I'm-
to do it.
and in general, I'm present.
Sure. I'm present too. That's what I'm saying. I'm so present
Yeah.
that I'm living the moment, and then I am so present that I immediately forget it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're present in a new moment, which is like on Zoom with other people talking about
Well,
it.
I'm
Yeah.
also present there, and I
Right.
just want to be, living in that moment. And then you ask me, what did I do in my playthrough? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm living in the moment right now.
It's also why I'm bad with like taking my phone out for photos of like a sunset. I'm there watching it happen.
Sure,
I mean, I don't think anyone's arguing that sunsets are as nice as Mass Effect. I mean, it's just, come on now.
I actually would argue Mass Effect's better than a lot of sunsets.
I think so.
I don't know. We live in sunny Los Angeles,
That's
so
true.
there's a lot of great sunsets.
And you do say that on a day like today, which is just it's a funny joke, but the listener doesn't know because it's raining right now.
Yeah, is that the bit we're doing, that it's raining?
Yeah,
No, it's not a bit. It really is raining.
hilarious.
Yeah, and it is funny.
It's hilarious to tell you all that it's raining right now.
The worst is if you have a pet who needs to go outside and you don't know it's raining, and you go, you're tired. Say it's like 6 a.m. or something. Got my bathrobe
It's really
on.
early. Jeez.
I know. Well,
you do.
I really wish your dogs
walks
could
at-
tell time.
brother. I'm up at 4 a.m. sometimes
No,
taking
why?
them because
Oh,
she's got a
no.
tiny bladder,
Okay,
no eyes.
sure.
I have a
Yeah.
dog with no eyes. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
bring her out at some point on the
Okay.
show.
Seems cruel. She can't like address the camera. She doesn't know she's being filmed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I guess
Yeah.
no dogs know that, but I don't know. I feel like the
Some
dog. From,
dogs might.
I think the dog from Frasier knew he was on a television show.
Yeah. I definitely think
Is
that
that a
some dogs
controversial
know what
statement?
action means and they know to like do their thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
Airbud probably knew
Yeah.
he was being filmed, right?
I
Yeah.
hope dogs who are famous know they're famous. But I hope it doesn't go to their heads.
Yeah, I hope they know it but are still humble.
Yeah, I just hope they're like cool about it and not like a dick if you ask for their autograph.
I
Do you think Brandy from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a cool dog?
I think the
so.
story is
I
yes.
think so.
That
Yeah.
the story, like the story I've heard.
Oh yeah,
She's a fine
Yeah.
girl.
yeah.
Yeah, Tarantino on Rogan
Mm-hmm.
probably mentioned it,
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
or Tarantino on Conan
Mm-hmm.
Right.
might have mentioned it. Did you guys listen to all those Tarantinos when he did all the podcasts?
Of course I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were all great.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
podcasts.
Okay, I've been playing. Okay, so here's the deal. I put Pokemon down.
I feel like we talked about this last week and you said you were trying. I don't know.
I was trying, but I wasn't succeeding last week.
Is this the latest DLC for the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to do. I was quite rudely, I might add, scolded. I would say the word is scolded by Tyler Schnupp, who
You could also say accosted.
because what I was saying on the show is like I couldn't believe that they, in the DLC they added a mechanic where you get all the starters from all the games
Okay.
and all the legendaries from all the games, and he was like, they had that in the last one, and it hurt my feelings.
They did?
I guess they did in Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon. He says that's the thing that they've been doing now.
But in the DLC.
I guess. Did Sun and Moon have DLC? I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't play that one.
I played Moon, but I don't remember that being a mechanic. I guess was it probably it was post game stuff.
That's what it is here.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was hot on trying to get them all. And at some point, it was just becoming like... It was starting to feel like I'll never play another game again.
Why?
Because it was like a whole month. It was basically like all of January.
Oh, I see.
I was just doing Pokemon stuff. I'm watching my friends. Alex over here playing other
Ew.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You over here playing other stuff.
Yeah, why play one franchise continuously when you could play the other franchise continuously? Like me.
I was very happy though, and I'll probably go back and finish get all the legendaries. But I'm taking a little break,
A sabbatical.
a sabbatical.
Me time.
I'm playing though to gear up for a huge February release. I'm going back through the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice.
And my plan is before the Rebirth comes out, I'm going to play through the remake, of which I am at exactly halfway done with
Wow.
right now.
nice.
The DLC for that, the Yuffie stuff, Intergrade,
Mm-hmm.
and Crisis Core, which is the prequel
Right.
to all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to get done with all that stuff before Rebirth comes out. We'll see if that's attainable. I think, when does Rebirth come out? I don't have my
That's a
phone on me.
great
Here. Can
question.
you be the phone guy? I always ask you to be the phone guy.
Yeah. Stall for time. Say something
So
about your personal lives.
You've never played this.
No, I've never played any of this, but
Yeah.
I own it. I own 7 Remake. It's still in its shrink wrap, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I never opened it.
Beautiful.
But I have a question about Crisis Core. You say it's a prequel to all the events in 7?
Yes.
And you're going to play it. You're not going to. Obviously, you're already halfway through 7 Remake, so you're not going to play Crisis Core first, so it could be sequential. You're doing the Pulp Fiction thing where it doesn't make sense at all later. For you.
Yeah, right.
Well, I
Well,
mean, that's the way you're supposed to experience it. So
Okay.
I think that's valid. February 29th, 2024.
so that's and why that's good news is that I have plenty of time.
you have
Sure.
all of
Yeah,
February.
yeah.
You even have an extra day in February.
And and seeing as how I'm so close to finishing the longer of the 3, you know.
Oh, you got this.
What? I mean, that's a good point. It would be kind of interesting to play them all in linear order, but I did feel like for the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launch, if I wasn't going to get to all of them, the one I wanted to get to for sure was Remake.
Sure, that makes sense.
Because it goes right into, it's going to go probably right into Rebirth.
Right.
Crisis Core, which I've also played before, is kind of it's a prequel for sure, but it's also a little bit of a side story, I'd say.
Do they do anything like in Crisis Core? Do they do anything like call forwards? They mention something that you're like, oh, this is gonna happen in 7. What they're setting up here.
You definitely meet characters that you're gonna meet much later, and kind of see what they were doing before the events.
Just a bunch of people standing around being like, man, I'm glad Sephiroth isn't around.
Yeah.
I
Well,
hate
he's
him.
in Crisis
What?
Core. Yeah, Sephiroth
No.
is a major part of. And and I would
My
say,
little riff.
let me shut down.
Gone astray. Throw me in the volcano.
I'll say this: Final Fantasy VII was like my favorite game growing up. In a way that I imagine Star Wars was some people's favorite movie, and
Nick Costanza.
Nick
probably.
Costanza's favorite movie.
Why did I feel like that wasn't your favorite Final Fantasy, though?
It was.
It was.
It is. I mean, it
Okay.
still is.
Yeah.
But I feel like both those franchises have a similar thing of like, okay, we need to do more here. We need to cash in more on this name with extreme diminishing returns.
Right.
And Square decided, you know what our Star Wars should be? This one Final Fantasy game. And like decided like that universe
To
needs
do so many spin-offs.
a whole sea of spin-offs. There's a phone game now
Yeah,
for Final
that's
Fantasy
nuts.
VII.
There's a dance.
Multiple.
There's a Dance Dance Revolution game.
That's awesome, actually. Theatra Rhythm or whatever. Theater Rhythm. Yeah, I and I'll say this playing, because you played the remake without playing the original.
I did.
You
I
haven't
did.
started it.
No.
I like a lot about that remake. There is some stuff as I'm playing back through it, I'm just kind of like, I forgot about this. Like sequence where you're like parachuting and it's like the goofiest thing in the world. A sequence where a guy with a motorcycle comes and he's like doing acrobatics on his motorcycle.
Oh, that motorcycle guy really. It's like that whole thing where he's like, "Oh, I love to fight, and I hope this guy kills me by fighting."
Yeah, it's like it is sort of like
Sublime.
no, it's not like that. It's like
Santeria? Is that one of the Sublime songs?
no. I mean, that is one. It's more like Wrong Way.
Bare Naked Ladies.
That Sublime song, Wrong Way. No, it's more like Goofy.
Oh.
Like it ungrounds it in a way that I'm like, do you remember the Star Wars prequels when suddenly everyone had a lightsaber and you're like, oh, I don't think I care anymore about lightsabers. There's too many.
Oh yeah.
That's sort of like a little bit what's going
General
on here.
Grievous.
You know, we've talked about that moment in Final Fantasy VII where like a big crazy thing happens and it's like the saddest thing, and then that's when the game's just like, oh, by the way, there are talking animals and like one of them is very sad about what's going on.
Yeah.
and you have no idea who he is, but he's like weeping like a king watching his only son be buried.
Yeah. What you want is,
We stand a weepy king.
I think what you want is for it to strike a balance. Ultimately, you want it to be like, yes, I want talking animals,
Who doesn't?
but
Dr.
like,
Dolittle
but like,
sure does.
but like flying in on a motorcycle and doing karate with your motorcycle is
Yeah.
like too far.
Sure.
And I don't know what the line is there.
How deep into the game is that? Does that happen?
Pretty early, right? It's
Early, like
early.
Act 1 stuff.
So it sort of sets this goofy tone in the otherwise, because it's a remake. So
You're
it's
right.
like it kind of shifts it for you. Does it kind of put a bad taste in your mouth a little bit?
What? Well, so I would say the game goes overboard trying to convince you this is like the Dark Knight of this version. So it goes overboard in trying to like ground it.
Yes,
It does bring
yes.
together a lot of like the emotional, like you're gonna care about this character.
Mm-hmm.
But also I would say like like the characters are a little stronger than how a human being is, but not much. It's not like and they actually have like an in-universe explanation for why Cloud can jump higher and run faster and stuff.
Okay. So it's not that stuff's not really fantastical.
It's not. It's not until it suddenly is, and I would say it's mostly new stuff. Like this guy with the motorcycle, they introduced him for this game. He's not
no
in the
kidding.
original at all.
I had no idea.
And he's like, and I would say every time they introduce a new thing that they just kind of came up with, it
Is it the Akira guy?
no, but he's. Imagine if the Akira guy could like do a cartwheel while still riding his motorcycle and stuff. Like that's
okay.
kind of what
Yeah.
he's doing is like.
One
Showing
of these
off.
days, you need to like walk me through all the things that are like different about the remake.
Well, that's
and the
what I was
original.
gonna say. Is I'm sure at some point you're gonna want to play this Rebirth game.
Oh hell yeah!
Connor too, and Konzi, if you're watching, play the original game and get the version that's for like PlayStation and Switch, where you can just like basically bypass all the enemy encounters. You go to level 100, like you can just like play the story of it.
Oh wow!
It's that way you can kind of see, because so much of that game I would also argue is like they are riffing and subverting your expectations of what you think is supposed to happen in these story beats. And that, I will say, is a cool element of it.
I feel like I need to go back to that game, but I need you to like be there to like tell me when to stop, so that I don't go past. Because I do want to get. I am trying to finally lock down a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So
You
I can-
should play the whole thing.
Yeah,
You should
but,
play
like,
the whole original
I don't want to
game.
like. I don't know. Like I can't decide if like I want to like. Do I want the original to spoil the remake or like?
The remake, and I'm sure Rebirth is the same way. It assumes you've played the entire game.
Okay.
It is not.
I think you've. I
yeah.
think I have my first post Infinite Wealth project.
Yeah, without spoiling too much, it assumes it in a way where it's like we're going to zig when you think we're going to zag. Like and it doesn't work the same way if you don't know, hey, this character's not supposed to show up here yet.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah, I
suddenly
gotta
they
that.
do.
I gotta.
Yeah.
So would
I
you
gotta do
say Final Fantasy VII Remake is sort of the Mean Girls musical to the Mean Girls original 2004 film?
And thank you for asking that. This is now we're going to move into a segment I like to call July Reviews Movies. July,
Oh, okay.
you literally just came out of the theater to
I
see the new
did.
Mean Girls movie.
Yes.
What did you think?
Well, I had to fight a barrage of preteen in the theater to get my seat. And it was a buzzing at the Americana. Are you okay?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your segment.
So I just want to. I mean, you keep
I'm sorry.
slurping
I'm sorry.
right
I'm
into the
sorry.
mic.
I'm sorry.
Hey man, can you tell me about your movie?
Be careful. Be careful. There's a beer right behind you. Okay,
Okay.
go on.
I want to be really diplomatic and say, Tina Fey's in it, Tim Meadows is in it. They're great. A lot of choices are questionable, and I'm sure you feel this way with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Right.
Is like, I don't know if they do this in that, but you're kind of like wondering, why did they change certain things, but then they make reference to the original film as it's sort of like a Deadpool-esque breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
So I don't know, a lot of interesting choices, and also it's a musical. So if you don't like musicals, it's not going to be for you.
Well, do you like musicals?
Name some musicals.
Oklahoma.
Hate it.
Singing in the Rain.
Love it.
Wow, these all over the place.
Oh, Moulin Rouge.
I'm okay with it.
I think those are-
Chicago.
Yep, there we
Chicago,
go.
love
There's-
it.
There's another one.
Lipschitz.
Never
Remember that?
seen it.
No,
Never
no,
seen
that's
it.
from Chicago.
Never seen it.
An American in Paris.
Never seen it.
Um.
I love Grease.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Grease is
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
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 But I don't know. I think it's hard to adapt because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this Mean Girls musical was on Broadway, and I think this is what it's adapted from. So I think it's always tough to adapt stage musicals into film. Anyway, go
Right.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
5 stars.
Yeah.
That's been my movie reviewing segment.
That's a good segment. Thank you so
Hell
much.
Yeah.
I also wanted to go back to a previous thing.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned General Grievous earlier.
I did, yeah.
And I totally thought of a joke now for that.
Perfect.
General Grievous, more like, this is my general grievance
Mm.
with the
About
game.
with the game.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think that also fits with like the discussion of so many characters in Star Wars having lightsabers.
That
as
totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he had so many.
Well. Mm-hmm.
Seems like your general grievance is more of a specific grievance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
More like specific Grievous.
right.
There we go.
right.
There
Remember
we
when
go.
Yoda was jumping around
I like
with
that.
the
Yeah. Yeah. That was a choice.
I like the Yoda part.
when he's jumping around like
Mhm.
Honestly, for all that effort, he was only like pretty good at lightsabering.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. And
Like,
he had
he
to fight.
didn't
He had to
really-
fight for, the Count.
Yeah, the lesser of the dark side guys.
One
Yeah, the
lightsaber.
vampire
Ha, ha,
Jedi
ha.
guy.
Two
Sith guy.
Yeah.
Sith.
His lightsaber was kind of crooked. Remember that?
They.
It might have been a metaphor.
Hey. All right, let's get into the news. Now usually I have my that would be a great sound effect for the news. No sound effects for these because my computer's being used to capture game and us, and I
taking
also
it
don't
to
have
the
a
next level.
phone. I'm trying to think. Oh, a game came out that I almost bought, but didn't.
Was it the Pokemon clone?
No, but we should talk about that because you had
Yeah,
some stuff on that.
there was some stuff.
The game I almost got was Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Oh,
Did you get that?
No.
Well,
I didn't realize it was out already.
yeah, it came out. I think it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's hot for it. We'll get it, but
Is Jake Gyllenhaal in it?
no.
I'm out there.
He's been replaced by Tobey Maguire.
Oh, I'm back in.
Really want to play that. Looks great. Connor, again, I keep bringing up Connor and Pulp Fiction today. Connor said he played the demo.
Mm.
He said the demo was great.
Wow. Okay, there's a demo.
There's a demo.
Okay.
So I'll be picking that up soon. Probably not until I'm ready to play another game, and then hopefully it'll be on sale or something.
Right.
maybe. Okay, Pal World.
Pal World, that's what it was.
This is the Pokemon clone with guns, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So what do we know about this, Alex? You had something about they used AI.
I saw something about AI
gonna
assets,
get
and I'm looking it
good
up right
reviews.
now.
It's getting good reviews.
I've seen good reviews.
Okay, yeah. Pal World creator plus studio head comes out in favor of AI, especially art AI. Looks forward to a day when human artist will be a special subdivision of artist. That is, the CEO is all about generative AI.
Well, I look forward to the day when you shut the hell up. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Who's that directed to?
I guess
to
that
this
guy.
CEO.
I'll say this.
Uh-huh.
What let's do everyone's take on AI. Let's do an AI corner.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so July, we'll start with you. What's your take on AI?
So, explain AI to me, as if I'm a dumb child.
Okay, AI stands for artificial intelligence.
Where are my crayons? Where are my? I'm playing the dumb child. Where are my crayons?
Okay. No, shh. AI.
I want to take a nap.
No. Stay awake. We'll take a nap later.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence. It basically means we're in trouble, baby. Human beings are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
The Terminator, Skynet,
Mm-hmm.
Wall-E, we're all just sipping on our sodas and
Was Wall-E a part of Skynet?
no, but like, Jeff Garland and
Uh-huh.
in that. Well, that's what we're going to be.
Oh, I see. Floating
Because AI.
orbs.
Oh, HAL 2001.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I guess what my question is also, AI is many things, right?
Also,
Uh-huh.
the guy from Sixth Sense, the kid.
Is the AI?
He's the
in
AI, as the AI.
Oh, right. Yes.
From, what's his name? Haley Joel Osment?
Haley
Yeah.
Joel Osment, yeah.
I met him at UCB
Whoa.
a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Where you're
Yeah,
like,
he-
hey, man,
he
let's give you some comedy notes.
Haley Joel Osment was doing
Stand up?
the monologue
Oh.
for a show called ASCAT at the UCB Theater in Los Angeles. And we were coming into the green room after, and then he was there chatting, of course, with, the ASCAT people.
Dualissa Gilroy, Scam Goddess. Who else? Alex Fernie.
No, not there.
Okay.
Will Hines.
Okay, Will Hines.
Sean Diston.
Uh-huh, sure.
Great comedians and thinkers. They all left. He came back because he wanted a photo. I shouldn't even be telling you guys this.
Whoa.
He wanted a photo of his photo on the wall.
That's
you know
very
how
sweet.
they take you take the Polaroids now backstage?
Yeah.
So he went in there and took a little photo of his photo on, and I thought that was very
Interesting.
cute. I liked that he was
Yeah.
like, I want to commemorate my little time
Yeah.
here.
That's beautiful.
I did
Yeah.
hear.
And he was
'cause-
nice, and I made fun of him. I said like, wow, you finally made it on the wall, and he was like, ah, ha, 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 and ran away.
Wow.
If some guys jump you in the next week or so, it's definitely people he hired.
He was in The Boys,
Yeah, he was great in the boys.
He'll be hiring the boys to tune you up for making fun of him.
I will say I'm very impressed with you not fangirling out and talking about his voice work as Sora in the Kingdom Hearts games. That's why bringing it back to
Ooh.
games.
No, I think that
Mr.
is
Relevant over here.
that is actually true. And I almost brought up Kingdom Hearts earlier when we were talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake because those two games have a lot, I think, in common. Like, I feel like Final Fantasy VII is going a Kingdom Hearts direction.
Oh, I like to hear that. Yeah, I
Multiple
like to see
universes converging.
Ah,
Things
okay.
aren't what they seem,
Mhm.
which I do like, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Okay, so AI, you're pro.
No, wait. I'm still trying to get. Sorry if this is. I'm just truly trying to. Do you mean because there's AI like the Chat GPT, right? That
Yeah.
sort of writes. You just put in a prompt and it'll write something up for you.
Yeah, right.
But
you could be like, give
also-
me a list of like original fantasy elf characters.
Okay.
Like you'll give
Like
it a
from
prompt.
from the movie Elf.
No, like from
Like the
fantasy
Will, like the
novel.
Will Ferrell,
in the style of this fantasy writer.
the
And it'll
John
give
Favreau directed.
you could do that
movie
too.
Elf.
Give me a name of a fake John Favreau film,
Yeah,
something like that, and it will like
it'll give you.
and
Okay.
who's in it and stuff. It's like
So that's one version of AI. That's
that
like
is
what
one kind of
kind of. But then there's also like AI art. And I
Yeah.
know this is a big thing.
Yeah,
Where
they generate art assets. based
yeah,
on
and
prompts.
that sort of is terrible for
Yeah.
a lot of digital artists, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah. you're like you put in give me Will Ferrell's elf with huge tits,
Mhm.
and it
And
will
someone
give you
has.
something like that.
Yeah, and that takes away from an artist
who's already making
who's
that.
already making that. Yeah.
And
But
then
shout out
there's
to them. That's a great Instagram they have.
thank you for that elf with tits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more like, oh, they're putting John Wayne in this commercial. Like that's another application
they've been
of
doing that
AI.
stuff.
Yeah,
And George Carlin doing a whole stand-up.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. he's like, here's some words you can say on television.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so long.
It's a long list. Yeah.
It's every word.
He's just reading the dictionary.
And then the thesaurus, like every,
Mm-hmm.
every word that could possibly be said.
Mm-hmm.
And now in German, he does the whole thing again.
So this is my final thoughts on AI.
Final
because
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy of AI. I think since AI might be out there listening to me, I love AI. I love
Right.
you, AI. I'm in love with you. I want to marry you.
Great. And I guess mine is similar. AI is probably listening.
Mm-hmm.
I got no problems.
No problems.
No problems. Alex?
Yeah, I hate our fascination with like these tools that profess to have intelligence, even if it is artificial. It's basically just like a very sophisticated probability machine at this point. It's not original. It's not creating anything new. It's just basically an act of mass regurgitation. And I hope AI is listening. I'll take my shirt off and fight you in a parking lot, you motherfucking stupid program.
He says that, but then suddenly Arnold shows up from the future, and it's like,
I'll beat up a robot that looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I won't fight the real.
He can't do it.
I won't fight the real
Can't
Arnold
do it.
Schwarzenegger because I think he's an international treasure because he's not from here originally.
Gosh,
Like a robot that looked like him. No, I'd wreck that mother. I'd wreck him.
Speaking of great interview podcasts, like the Arnold stuff was great. I thought too.
Oh,
Did you listen to all that?
On Rogan? Yeah.
Well, he didn't do Rogan, I don't think.
No, I did hear him
I
on
would have
Conan. I did hear him on
loved the
Conan.
Rogan one.
I did hear him on Conan.
I liked him
That
on
was
Conan.
good.
And WTF was
Yes,
a
yes,
great,
yes.
a great one.
Mhm.
Well, what about so the Creator Pal world? That's how we got on this. He likes AI or something.
He likes AI. There's questions about the studio using
I like it.
AI.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like an official like they used AI to create their characters, but apparently the designs are like so similar to Pokemon that people are like, oh, this is just a ripoff. This is just lazy. This is derivative.
I think ultimately that is the thing that Pokemon has is the branding.
Sure.
But you ever see
It
those,
really isn't like anything else. It's not like the gameplay is better than a lot of these clones or that the graphics are better. It's just they've got Pikachu, and you can make an AI Pikachu, but it's not going to be Pikachu.
It's not gonna be
You know,
Pikachu,
it's like
but-
when my parents would buy me Dilko jeans, different than Jinko jeans.
You know what you should be wearing?
Said
Dilf.
Dilko.
You should get Dilfco jeans. You're not a dad, but you have the vibe
Dilfco
with
jeans.
the mustache. You could be like rocking your Dilfcos because you're just a Dilf who needs jeans.
All right, let's watch out because this could be a good sketch.
That is good. Yeah. Maybe cut
Dilfco.
that out of the.
Yeah, maybe we should cut this out of the video.
Yeah.
And
I think you should just leave it in the video because since the whole world loves AI, clearly it doesn't matter if we take something that already exists and repurpose it.
Interesting. The Robin Williams approach to comedy.
also, he was Bicentennial Man,
He
which was an
sort
AI,
of an AI.
kind of an
Yeah.
AI thing.
It all comes together.
Yeah.
He loved video games. He named his daughter Zelda.
He did.
That's very
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. What else is in the news?
Yeah, let's talk about the news. You know what? Since I've been talking about the Like a Dragon Yakuza series so much, I gotta acknowledge. You may have noticed this. There's a big yellow yolk dripping down my eyeball. I got egg on my face a little bit because there's some controversy that the newest Like a Dragon game will lock its new game plus in their like advanced like copies. It's not going to be like available to everybody. They're going to like
a special edition.
yeah, it's a special edition exclusive
Oh,
at the
weird.
moment. I don't think that. Well, you
Have
know what?
you ever heard of this? Because he told me this
I will
news.
say
I'd
this.
never
I
heard
don't
of
think
it.
there's like 100% confirmation on this. It's just like people are like reading the fine print of like what the different games offer, and like the belief is that New Game Plus will be limited to those like special editions. But it's like people seem like 99% there that that's going to happen.
That would just be wild. Like what? That you'd have to
Yeah.
pay for the ability to do something that is sort of a rite of passage, I would say, to most.
Yeah, I
games.
think every game ever made should have a new game plus. So
you
to
guys-
hear that it's being locked away from
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
it sucks.
It
yeah.
sucks. It's like I hate to trash my beloved franchise, but it's a questionable decision. And if you're out there Like a Dragon creators, and I assume they've been listening nonstop since I started this journey.
Many cease and desists.
They must.
Cease and desist talking about anything but Alex's journey for Like a Dragon.
Our listeners sent us a cease and desist.
Really? About what?
They said, "Stop talking about this."
Stop
Oh.
talking about anything. Just be on camera. We just like to look at
A
you.
lot of hostility from your listeners.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I gotta call balls and strikes,
Buddy?
and I gotta
You have no idea.
I don't.
call balls and strikes, and I gotta say this one is
A whiff.
hitting us right in the balls.
Okay. Well, here's what I say about New Game Plus. I've never done a New Game Plus. Have you guys?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like gearing up to do the Yakuza 2 New Game Plus, but then like I was playing it through the PlayStation Plus network, and they took it off of that system. So I was just like, well, I'm not gonna spend money on a game where I'm like 5 games in, like past it. For now.
What about you? You play any New Game Plus?
I've done the first Spider-Man game, New Game Plus.
I
I've done
started that one, but then I realized I was gonna have to like New Game Plus the Mary Jane missions, and I was like, I don't want to do that.
Well, those are my favorite missions. So that's why.
You're like,
So I was just
another
sort of-
Spider-Man mission. Shit.
Yeah. With not a lot of people know this, but with New Game Plus in those Mary Jane missions, you actually become a spider.
Oh, that would actually be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I've never done it. Never done a New Game Plus.
I think I've done the God of War PS, not the original, but the like updated, sort of like the Mean Girls. Again, back to the Mean Girls. Why did they call it Mean Girls and not like Mean Girls 2000? 2004 or just 2000? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Mean
Like
Girls 3000.
I like Mean Girls 2000. That's like Blues Brothers 2000.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like God of War, when they brought it back again, but it's like a reimagined God of War.
That's
they
right.
Just called it God of War.
Yeah, right.
Why not call it God of War 2000?
At that point, call it God of Wars because he's like in more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Or Gods of Wars.
Gods of
Yeah.
Gods of Wars.
God's Wars, just a whole bunch of shenanigans.
colon
Mm-hmm.
the new
2000.
batch.
Oh, there we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
There we go.
I think if I was gonna do a New Game Plus, I might be tempted on this Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That would be pretty sick. I
just
would do
because the
Oh, that has it.
combat, it does have
Oh,
it, and the
see?
combat is just so freaking. Oh, or a Souls game, like the Souls games, New Game Plus, because they're harder, but
Mhm.
you keep all your
keep all your stuff.
shit.
Yeah.
You go in
Totally. Yeah.
whacking them. No brainer.
Yeah. No
Just
brainer.
whacking them off one by one.
Any other news that we can
It's
think
another
of?
slow week for video games. Kind of a
Yeah.
still kind of a mom and pop franchise. The whole video game concept. It makes upwards of a couple $1,000s a year, and a few dozen people seem to really like them.
I guess it means no more news. Why don't we take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to enter into our main event, which is playing all of the Tekken games from the 360 generation.
It's a 3-man
On.
operation, so it'll be a Tekken on 2 guys at once.
Tekken 6, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and Tekken 7 we'll be playing after this quick commercial break. The name of the show?
The name of the show.
Tekken Talk Tournament, baby. That's what I'm
Tekken Talk
calling it.
Tournament.
We are back, for the podcast version of this episode. We're going to talk a little bit about our experiences with these specific games. And then we will leave you for this one. And then if you would like, you can check out the video in the show notes. Or if you're subscribed to the Video Games and Comedy Show YouTube channel, it should just pop up for you whenever it's available. It should be available same day. Last week, the video didn't process on accident the first day. So a lot of people who listened to that episode didn't get a chance to watch the episode. Go back and listen to that one, or watch it if you want to. It's great. We played through Tekken Tag Tournament 1, 4, and 5. But today we're playing Tekken 6, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and Tekken 7, which is the latest Tekken before Tekken 8.
As of now, the most recent Tekken, but
Yeah.
come back to us in 6 days. Am I right?
Yeah,
I am technically correct. It comes out in 6 days.
Tekkenly.
Tekken it to the next level.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, July, I the people are sick of Alex and I, have been for years. What's your experience with the Tekken series? I gotta hear.
I'm so shocked that your listeners are so mean to you.
Me and others.
It's kind of his thing.
I
It's
like
Video Games a Comedy Show, the meanest listeners in town.
I like my listeners to sort of dom me a little bit, whiplash me a tiny bit.
Coming to you live from the Mushroom
Is that
Kingdom.
what
Please spit on me.
Yeah.
Is that what happens in Whiplash? It's just a bunch of Dom situations?
It's two kind of different things. Whiplash, though, I would argue is a bit of a dom situation, and I do call J.K. Simmons in that Whiplash.
Oh, okay.
You know,
He's the
I love
titular
Whiplash and Spider-Man.
Yeah, Whiplash and Spider-Man's good. Whiplash and Burn After Reading, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so July, what's your history with the series?
Tekken. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think my entry point was 2,
Mm-hmm.
then 3, and then Tag Tournament. And I'd say those are the 3 of the series I've had a lot experience with. I love those games. And then at some point I did go back and play the original, which I did enjoy as well. And also was 4 the first entry for the PS2? Is that or is that 5?
4 was the first entry to PS2. Am I correct?
No, Tag Tournament.
Tag was the first. That's
Okay,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
I liked Tag a lot.
I did too.
Especially when you use like King and Armor King together and you win and they do like a thumbs down in unison.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the hardest you can ever own somebody. It's like you and your buddy doing a thumbs down at the same time.
Yes.
Like you would have to like convalesce for a week to get over that if somebody did it to you.
Yeah, so my experience with Tag Tournament is like I think an uncle owned that on PS2 and he had this like amazing I don't know if you've ever seen like these television sets that are almost like too big for a room. And this is back when the TVs had the big back side.
Oh, right.
to them.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like
Those monsters.
Deep.
yeah, deep TV and just seeing that, just the character select screen alone on a big giant screen like that.
So awesome.
So cool. And then something I always remember from that game is the great staff roll score and it also plays at the end of each after you get your little movie at the end of beating your tournament there. That's a great song. And but yeah, I think 4 I think I rented that at Blockbuster and I put quite a bit of time in that. And again, refresh my memory. Does the intro for that start with like a you're sort of in an office setting and then there's a bunch of like people getting beat up by
Or like guys with guns, like SWAT team
Yeah,
shows
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
A lot of them start with the SWAT team showing up.
yeah, and they're
Yeah.
always going for not
Yeah.
Jin Kazama but
Heihachi
It's always
or
a battle
Kazuya.
between
Kazuya,
Heihachi
yeah.
and Kazuya.
Yeah,
And sometimes
yeah.
they like have to work together because a shadowy organization is like trying to like push them both out.
Well, I think 5 was the one that we saw last week that started with Heihachi and Kazuya fighting together, and they were fighting an army of jacks that were
Yeah.
coming after them.
Yeah.
But 4 is different.
it's a
4
little
has the
different.
cover with it's just because I think it's just Jin.
Oh, boy.
That's what I was
in the
asking earlier.
hood,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Let
Which
me
is sick
pull this up.
cover. I love
It's
that cover.
great. Yeah.
Um
I liked 4. Not everyone on the podcast last week liked 4. But
4 only drove me crazy because of that weird throw mechanic.
yeah, there's a
4 is Jin with the hoodie, and look, some of these you can see Kazuya and Heihachi in the background. They're
Yeah.
like blended, in some cases blended into the clouds, but sometimes they're just like in the background of this orange background. Yeah, 4 would be great, but that stupid throw mechanic was driving me crazy.
yeah, and does 5 have the opening Sparking, that song? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know the song. I don't know the name.
But it's
We're
I
not
could sing
musical
it to you
people.
verbatim
Oh,
with
okay,
all
great.
the lyrics.
I would love to
but
hear
I
it.
can't know. I don't know the name.
It's like it shows like a cinematic of like a character riding their bike.
Oh, that's in
and-
5. Yeah. Well, the bike is on the top of the building.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Tyler Schnupp, I think, was seeing that
I'm here
For the first
now.
time?
again. Well, like for the first time again,
Yeah.
Do it the
and he
best I
really
can.
he resonated with that.
Sparking.
Yes, yeah, that sounds like 5. He resonated with that image of her on the building with the bicycle.
love it.
Like,
I
how
just-
did she get up there? You know,
and yet
like
he didn't use
Yeah.
that character.
who is that? Was
That's
that
Asuka.
Asuka?
Yeah.
That might be for me. That with Tekken 3, the best openings,
Oh.
the cinematics, and
I mean, we're
all
gonna
this-
find
yeah.
out how 6 stacks up here in a second.
Yeah, we'll see. But if I remember correctly, I just love
Yeah,
just like the character introductions, just a slice of life of what these characters, lives look like. It's so cool.
and like I always love catching up with certain characters a lot, like King,
Yes,
because he's sort of King is an icon for the
Mhm,
series, but
mhm.
I would also say he's
not integral to like the main story.
yeah, like he is like Paul Phoenix is similar.
yeah.
But I
Paul's
love
a weird case because he's like so good at fighting. He like breaks into their like family Oh, thank you. Paul Phoenix is like weird because he's so good at fighting that he like gets into the family dynamics, but like he always finds a way to like ruin it and not save the day.
Mm.
yeah. I just anytime you catch up with King, he's always kind of doing something funny. Like I think in which game is it? Is it Tag Tournament where he's like in the alleyway,
Yeah,
just
he's
like
like a-
bummed out, and then Armor King just throws him his mask?
Yeah, he's a
Oh, yeah,
he's a
yeah.
washed up alcoholic with nothing. I guess that's pretty funny.
well.
I guess you do have a twisted sense of humor.
Yeah, no
I-
wonder your audience is so mean. You cultivate this dark humor.
Each one of the listeners of this show
Sort of like the
are
bear.
putting on Joker makeup as they listen to the
your
podcast.
humor is sort of like the bear.
Non-existent.
No, it's
More
hilarious.
dramatic.
Very funny.
There's something so sinister about the concept of video games, a comedy show that seems to find the idea of jokes funny.
Award winning, like the bear.
Ben Castle, friend of the show, once said, "What side of the colon are you on?
That's true. Yeah.
Video games
my.
or the comedy show?"
Mm-hmm.
I am on the side of the comedy show part.
Oh, that's good.
That's why I always bring all of my best stuff.
That's good. That's good to learn
yeah.
right now for the
No,
first
no, no,
time.
no. You knew it.
Okay.
No, you knew it already.
sure.
That would be it.
I mean, I feel like one of us would be better at video games if you were here for like the video game side of the colon.
No, I don't. Well, anyways, we're going to play through Tekken 6, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and Tekken 7 today. I'm very excited to get into each one. July, though, for the listener at home, do you have a main? Do you have somebody in Tekken that you
Oh, that's
really
right. You gotta have your
resonate?
main.
So, and just so you know, you can't pick Paul or King.
I cannot.
Not
They're
as
taken.
not as your main.
Why?
Here's the thing: the first.
Well, hold on. Let me explain.
Okay.
I chose a Paul. He chose King.
Okay.
And so each time we play a new Tekken,
Mm-hmm.
we have to use them first.
Oh, I see.
That's all it is.
So only the first time.
Only
So
the first
like,
time.
who,
Yeah,
who
okay.
do you want to start with?
Yeah.
Luckily, those are not my mains. Although,
Thank God.
Oh God.
Oh,
you know,
man.
kudos.
Honestly, thank God.
Oh, we would have had to ask him to leave.
Yeah.
You know, I like them all, but just to be diplomatic,
Really?
I do. I like the panda character.
The
I
panda's
like,
good.
I like
Great.
Yoshimitsu.
Oh my God, that's so uncomfortable to
Don't
hear.
love Yoshimitsu.
I love how he
that was
changes,
Tyler's main.
I love how he changes his appearance each each
Finds a
entry.
new way to look fucked up.
I like how he
Oh,
doesn't
sorry,
use
I'm
his
supposed to do
sword.
the video.
Yeah, I love like one of his moves in 3 was to put the sword in his body to
Oh,
hurt
yeah.
himself and
Mhm.
take a lot of help. No, but I think it goes between Law.
Ooh.
I love Law, and then I love Horong,
Oh yeah.
Ah.
and I also love
You think that's how you say it? Horong.
Wrong. I don't know.
Horong.
We've been calling him Horang.
Horang. Maybe it's Horang.
I think it's Horong.
And Eddie Gordo. Those are my
Oh, Eddie
Oh,
Gordo.
so you like the
go-to.
guys with the weird
kicks.
nonsense.
Yeah, they're using their legs.
Dude,
weird.
Jamie, we're in so much trouble right now.
Yeah, no, we're not. This isn't. We will
Almost
not fare well.
Almost never. Those guys never punch. They're just using their.
Like, I feel like we
legs.
just challenged somebody to a fight, and they just like made a show of putting a cigarette out on their palm of their hand before fighting us.
Yeah,
And you're
or
just
their,
like,
or their
oh.
feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their feet.
It's like, yeah, this is gonna go badly.
Have you guys ever seen
Tarantino.
that? Well, yeah. Okay, so, but before I get last order of business, and this is for
And we will be playing, right?
we will be playing, but
Isn't that like a joke that you're like?
No, it
we're
isn't a
gonna
joke that I-
keep ramping up, and then we're gonna end. And
we have to show off our drinks and our fits.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay.
Alex, let's start with you. What are we drinking? What's
we're
our
drinking,
fit?
well, we're all drinking the same thing. We got the Sierra Nevada Atomic Torpedo IPA. It's a 9.2%
A 9.2.
ABV.
And
we're
these
gonna be
make us
dizzy.
better at fighting games.
It's true.
Yeah.
It definitely makes me angrier. And as per usual, I am rocking the recycled bookstore in Denton, Texas hat.
And I imagine we'd be wearing different hats each time, but Alex wore the same hat every time.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't know how like you were gonna like cut this originally, so
so
just decided to wear the same
I
hat.
am drinking an Atomic Torpedo IPA 9.2.
Hey,
I've got my Museum of Death New Orleans
I love that
shirt.
place.
It's a great Museum of Death. I don't love museums of death. I do find them to be kind of tacky, but in this city particularly, it's great.
I
It's a
didn't
great
realize it was
exhibit.
a franchised museum.
people
Yeah.
die everywhere, pal.
That's true.
And my hat is, of course, and I bought it special for today. It is the Fatal Fury Terry Bogard edition
Great hat.
hat.
It's a pretty sick hat.
I would like the Neo Geo hat at some point, which is this alt hat. But yeah, and then July, you did at least have one interesting item of clothes on, which I think you might Tarantino for us for the camera.
If this is gonna be a good shot, can you see that? This is
yeah.
this is a Tails Miles Prower sock.
And he's only wearing one, folks.
Only wearing one. I don't know if you can see it in the shot. I have one sock on, and the other one is
barefoot.
barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
I was
The bear.
I wasn't given the memo about the hat until I was already out and about on the town.
I know, and I'm
so-
sorry for that. I was so consumed with my interview I had today.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can describe the hat I would have worn.
Oh, please, yeah, because
Please
you're
do.
all you can be a hat guy.
Yeah. I
and
have-
a shoes guy. One
Yeah.
time, Alex brought his Simpsons shoes that he got for Christmas over. Those were
They're
nice.
designed. They take inspiration from the Simpsons living room.
I love that. I think I know what shoes you're talking about, and I almost
Well,
got
July's
them.
July's a sneakerhead. We call them sneakerheads, and it's these guys out
They're called
there.
sneakerheads, and they're
And,
sweeping the nation.
you know, most of us are, we're refreshing Twitter or whatever, and you're over there on an app. Which sneakers, I got to go to a dark alley and do a quiz to get this sneaker. Or
I just go to
whatever.
the store and buy my sneakers. I don't know what you're talking about.
You
I would
gotta
love-
go to a different state to line up outside of
I don't
Foot
do.
Locker.
I don't do that. I used to wait in line over at Fairfax Ave with all the cool kids.
Mm-hmm.
Back but that no longer do that.
Yeah.
But real quick, it's Simpsons shoes. I own quite a few pairs. I have the Mr. Plow sneakers. I have those. I have these Adidas Stan Smiths in
I
the
have those.
you know what I'm talking about,
The
the back,
Homers, yeah.
the Homer Simpson
yeah.
in the shrub. I have
Oh
those
yeah, I
too.
love those.
And then I have a classic, never worn Converse. Of one of them is just the whole family on the couch.
Oh, that's great.
And then the other shoe is the Tracy Ullman years on the couch, and that's probably my fitness.
Would
That's
you
serious
wear
stuff,
those to your wedding?
No, and only because I'll never get married
Aw.
because my one true love's already taken.
Oh no. That's unfortunate.
Nina
Yeah,
from Tekken.
Nina from Tekken.
She has a sister, Anna from Tekken.
Hey, I might be open to marriage then. So
Yeah,
we'll
go.
see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Bring this back together. They do have, speaking of Simpson shoes, they have a really sick pair of scratchies,
I've
high
seen
tops.
those. I've
They're
seen
so
those,
nice,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
afraid somebody wearing a pair of itchies will just come up and murder me.
That's funny.
That's
Okay,
pretty good.
wait a minute. Now we
Oh,
are.
let me describe the hat. Sorry.
Oh, please, yes, the hat.
So
yeah.
I
yeah.
have this. It's one of my new hats that I have.
It would be funny if we didn't play the game.
Well, I think that's what's happening.
That's a
now.
funny bit. Like
It's a funny bit, but I would
You
be
had
so
me
sad.
on. You have
I'm
me
so
on
excited.
specifically for the one that you don't
It's
play.
so funny to do it, but we're gonna play.
Because you run out of time for me.
I'm so sorry. We actually have to move on. This set is going to be used for something else. Okay,
Yeah.
no, go on. What's the hat?
So the hat is Sonic. There's a recent game that came out not that long ago. It's Sonic Superstars, and so Sonic, the brand, the Hedgehog, he's sort of a brand now. He did some collaborations with some different companies, and one of the companies he did a collaboration with is a ice cream shop in New York City, called Fellows or something like that. And so they released some merch, Sonic merch, to be licensed with the game Sonic Superstars. And so this hat is a beautiful all-white sort of dad-style hat with Sonic the Hedgehog in a red bow tie.
I feel like Vince McMahon doing like the progressive
Uh-huh.
like freak outs in that meme.
Yeah, he has a red bow tie on, sort of like a classic, what would you call that? Like just like an like he's hanging around in like an old school ice cream shop. How do you pronounce that?
Shop?
You know, with 2 P's and an E. You know, SHOPPE.
I've never heard of this word.
An ice cream shop.
Are you talking about Chappie
No.
from the movie?
So anyway, he has a red bow tie and then he's licking
Oh,
3 scoop ice cream cone,
Neapolitan style.
Neapolitan style,
I love it.
and he's classic like Genesis era Sonic.
Oh,
And that's
the hat.
the hat. I would be wearing that hat.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and for the listener at home, you know, a lot of times we have to go into a third round because, you know, someone will win a first round and then someone else will win the second round. And when we do that, what we do is we take our hats, we put them on backwards.
And is that sort of like a thing that is inspired by Ash Ketchum?
It is.
Or,
It's how we let the viewer know that we're getting serious.
Okay, or I was gonna say, is it also a Sylvester Stallone over the top?
That's where I
thing?
came up with it.
I
honestly.
never. Now your microphone, you're getting progressively more. At some point, you're gonna talk into it like this, like this. Here we-
Okay, here we go. How's
Ser-
this sound?
A cheat code is to do what July's doing. Just have it lower.
Okay,
Yeah, there you go.
I hear.
Yeah. But what were you saying?
Yeah, I
Over
was
the
gonna
top?
say it was definitely an over the top reference.
I haven't seen Over the Top.
Oh, you never seen it?
No, is that who's in that?
Stallone.
Alex is watching
Yeah,
porn. on his phone.
Stallone's on it.
He's watching porn. on
Hey,
his
hey,
phone.
hey! When I watch porn on my phone, I keep the volume up so
Okay.
that everybody knows.
All right, we're gonna do a quick round of plugs and close out the podcast version of this.
Oh, and we're not gonna play the game?
No, we're gonna play the game, and the video will be live. I promise it will be live.
Okay.
On YouTube and in the show notes, you will see the link to it there.
Great.
July Diaz, thank
Yes.
you for joining us today. Where can people find you? What do you want people to know?
You can find me. Where can you find me? Probably in West Hollywood, sort of in the Santa Monica Boulevard area, sort of by all the happening clubs.
Okay.
It's sort of just me taking a stroll on a nice evening, listening to one of my favorite podcasts. Specifically 2 episodes, Roast of Mario and Roast of Donkey Kong, Video Games, the Comedy Show. This show, you can find me listening to that there. Or you can listen to classic episodes of Inside Video Games Classic, which I host. And I've said this many a times, but yes, there are new episodes coming, and they have been recorded, and they will come out soon.
And is that true?
It is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I have no choice but to believe.
It's true.
I mean, I want them so bad. To me, episodes of that show are as rare as a Simpsons shoe.
Okay, that's pretty rare. You want me to give you a little tease of who's on it on one of the episodes?
Yeah, I think I could deal with that.
Do you want it or not?
No, I do want that. Yeah.
Okay, so friend of the show, Courtney Vinay's.
Vinay's.
Yeah, she's on an episode. So
Courtney Vinay's, folks. Voice of Dusa in Hades. and 3-time Secret Santa champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like has been
Yeah.
doing Secret Santa with us for 3 years now. That's great. Alex, where can people find you?
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Alex_J_Gaskin. I think you can find me by my name at Blue Sky if you care. if you're on the Blue Sky and you're posting and you're just like, this is better than Twitter because it's marginally less evil. I post there like once a week or 2 weeks or a month. Otherwise, you can find me in the gutter, baby, because I'm going to keep drinking.
All right. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Ocarina of Crime. You can follow the show on Twitter at VGA Comedy Show. Go to patreon.com/SuperNBC where you can find a bunch of bonus content from the makers of this show. It's Video Games Classic with July, Reactivators, and Call Me By Your Game. Also, for a limited time, on Tuesdays at around 7, go to twitch.tv/consiscool69. Connor McCabe and I have been streaming Halo Combat Evolved. We've been co-oping the campaign, and we've been having such a good time. We might move on to 2.
Whoa.
Folks. We might move on to 2. And my hope is we actually do at least through Reach. Like 3 and then Reach, because I've never played the campaign of 3 or Reach. So I would like that.
Can I share something? real
Please.
quick? I've never played any campaign of any of those games. I've
Really?
only
I've-
done multiplayer.
Same. I've only
Yeah.
played the multiplayer at
Yeah.
people's houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is better playing it this way, where you have a friend to kind of talk
I
to.
imagine so. Yeah.
Because at least in that first game, there's like these long stretches where you're like just driving, and it's like there's such big level set pieces and stuff that. But yeah, having someone there to talk about whatever you're going, sometimes we get vulnerable on that. We get deep problems we're having.
Really?
Yeah, all my marital problems I'll often bring up a lot on there.
I don't know if you should be doing that.
Yeah, that doesn't. Like, I got to be honest. Like, an audience of Halo lovers
Next
probably aren't going
week,
to have your best advice.
We will be playing
Mm.
and doing our first impressions of Tekken 8. It's all been leading to this. My plan is to have everyone back. July, can I count on you for Tekken 8?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Alex?
Tekken 8, I can't Tekken wait.
Okay, and Tyler Schnupp, if you're out there, you're gonna. Well, I hope you're free.
Yeah, we got to.
And I'll just say, I'll keep it at that.
Mhm.
I'll keep it at that.
we'll work out a schedule.
I think we could fit Tyler on the couch.
Oh, I think so.
Oh,
yeah,
If I
absolutely.
yeah.
scoot, if we all
I think he
shift.
should like just lay on this front
I was
piece
gonna
like
say,
across
yeah,
our legs.
he needs to lay across.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we have feet on him or on our
I
feet?
think-
If he wins
Or
around,
are we going
here's the thing:
crisscross?
Applesauce.
Well, yeah.
if he wins, he gets to lay on our legs. If we win, we get to put our legs on him.
And for the listener at home, we're sitting on a couch where our legs are up. So that's why we're doing. It's better for the visual.
Yeah, our legs are up
Go to the
no, they're
YouTube.
up, like propped up.
at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah,
No.
Go to the YouTube. Look at this crazy big.
You got to go to
couch.
the YouTube Tekken Talk tournament. Although I think for the YouTube, I call it "We Played Every Tekken Ever."
That is how YouTube tends to name shit.
Okay.
I named it that because
Yeah.
I thought
It's interesting that YouTube names it that.
no, YouTube didn't name it that.
But that's like the
It's
algorithm, right?
It's so crazy that YouTube
what I
does that.
think is that Tekken Talk tournament doesn't mean anything to a lot of people on YouTube.
That's
I
it
see.
kills me that the algorithms kill the idea of like the clever name.
Yeah, but Tekken Talk tournament makes more sense for a podcast.
Sure.
Yeah.
So wait, so it's titled on YouTube. It's titled what?
We played every Tekken ever.
Ever
Part 1, 2, 3.
for the first time or something like that.
No, just ever.
Do you? What's the thumbnail? Is it you going like?
It's me and Alex.
Yeah.
It's almost that stupid. It is us. Just I think we're just like cheer. We have 2 beers.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not doing one of these faces. Okay, one of these. Yeah.
Wait, am I doing one of those faces?
No. But a lot of YouTubers pull these. They'll be like, Bethesda messes up Starfield, and they'll be like, and it's like, I guess that people, yeah, July's kind of doing a good, yeah.
Guess people respond to that.
People do respond to it. The days of that have to be getting close to over.
I don't know because I still see
pray.
that. I still see that.
doing
I
it.
do, like a lot
yeah.
of thumbnails look like absolute horrible because they have that like weird like bad photoshopping of like the person just like crammed up against the screen, against the backdrop of whatever they're talking about, making one of those faces.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're on YouTube right now, you are part of the problem.
Yeah, you are perpetuating
Even if you just watch stuff.
But it's actually, and I will say this, not your fault, because from what I hear is a lot of online creators have to do that.
Sure.
Like, they're forced to, or they're...
God, the 21st century is so demeaning.
Anyways.
We had a chance to let computers die at Y2K, and we messed up by not taking it.
Stay tuned for next week, where we will be doing a little bit of a different episode for the podcast, where we're actually going to play the game first and then do our first impressions, sort of talk about it. So it's going to be more of a classic first impressions from Video Games, a Comedy Show.
Love it.
Stay tuned for that. If you're watching the video, don't touch that dial.